Hey, Canucks fans. With the Canucks winning 3 out of their last 4 and going 7-4-1 in their last 12, can we confidently say they've turned a corner? I'm Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks Take on One Take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Thursday, November the 24th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Thanks to everyone who joined me for my live stream last night. Had a lot of fun. A lot of people in there in a good mood because of the Canucks win over the Colorado Avalanche. We had my son Sean make a surprise appearance. So all in all, it was a really good night. Tonight, I want you to join me at 11 p.m. Don't need Sean, don't need Jake, don't need Gil, don't need Caleb, but I need you because I'm giving away a pair of tickets, lower bowl seats, to the Canucks Coyotes game on Saturday night, December the 3rd. So come at 11 p.m. and I'll start the ticket giveaway process shortly thereafter. So don't be late. Come at 11 o'clock tonight to my live stream for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the December 3rd game. Now, I know that's a week and a bit from now, but what kind of team are you going to be seeing then? Is it one that's indeed turned the corner? And I bring that up because the Canucks defeated, they didn't dominate them, they didn't crush them, they didn't demolish them, but they held their own, and I would say they certainly controlled play for large portions of yesterday's game. I actually say the first period was Colorado was the better team after the Canucks' early goal, but then I think the Canucks were the better team in the second and third periods, and they end up defeating the defending Stanley Cup champs, the Colorado Avalanche, 4-3 in Colorado to kick off their 3-game road trip. So I want to talk about corner or not corner, turning the corner, whatever it may be, in a second. But firstly, what impressed me last night, aside from the early goal from Mikheyev, aside from their resiliency bouncing back after they had that disallowed goal, also the fact that they were trailing after the first period, trailing after the second period, and they are the team that scored the 2 third period goals. They are the team that actually came back and overtook a lead as opposed to blowing one. But it's the players that got multiple points last night. If I told you before the game against the Colorado Avalanche that A, the Canucks would win, and B, the 3 players that would have multi-point games were Ethan Bear, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and Sheldon Dries, my guess is that you wouldn't believe me. But my friends, that's what we had. We had Sheldon Dries scoring the game-tying goal, assisting on the game-winning goal, and therefore having a goal and an assist. And there's a game last week, I think it was the Kings game, where he struggled a bit, but last night he was good. He was centering Garland and Besser, so he had 2 skilled wingers with him, but not the fastest trio I've ever seen, but they were quite good. And Dries, especially on his goal, really nice move to read the deflected puck, to stick lift Devon Taves' stick, and then to put the puck behind the Colorado netminder, and that was to tie the game up early in the third period. And I thought Dries overall played a very, very good game, determined. I'm not sitting here and saying that he's the next coming of Pavel Bure or whatever, but if he can be a decent offensive option as a third-line center until Pearson, who doesn't play center, but Studnicka, basically what I'm saying is until more depth comes back, I think you have a really nice find there. And Dries obviously up and down from Abbotsford, Utica over the past few seasons. So we'll see if he can carve out more of a permanent niche in Vancouver. But I thought Dries had a really good game yesterday. I also thought that Ethan Bear was okay. Well, he got 2 points, including the game-winning goal. So that's always good. I like Bear. I want him to succeed. We kind of see all the things that people were talking about before he got here. Good skater, can get the puck out of the zone, decent flair, nose for the net, but also turns the puck over a lot, kind of makes some bad passes sometimes, and doesn't even make the best reads all the time in the D zone. And we've seen all of that in the 3 or 4 weeks that he's been here so far. But last night, an assist, a goal and assist for Ethan Bear, and I thought that he was, quite good last night. And some really good puck awareness on the game-winning goal, his slap shot. You rarely see slap shots now, but that was really nice. And then he also had an assist on the night as well. So I think Bear's been a nice surprise on the blue line. And then there's Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He had 2 primary assists on the Dries goal, the 3rd goal, and on the Ethan Bear 4th goal. Oliver Ekman-Larsson is a smart player. We've seen that. We know that. He's a smart player. But we also know he's getting old, and so he's not the best skater. He leaves big gaps when he's trying to defend, especially one-on-one, because he doesn't want to get beat. And then when he does get beat, he despite his size, he's a bigger player, actually. He doesn't always play the toughest around the net. And we saw Mikko Rantanen, who is a very good player, beat Ekman-Larsson to the goal mouth yesterday for the first Colorado goal. So the interesting thing about Ekman-Larsson, so yes, coming into his career with the Canucks before last season, he was a point per every 2 games. He was a 0.5 point per game player throughout his career. And then last year, a really down year offensively. But this year, he's almost at that pace again, at 1 point every 2 games. So we know he's got offensive ability. We know his defensive shortcomings are because he's slow. And we know that he doesn't play on the penalty kill anymore. And that leads me to my final point about him is his ice time. He was actually only the 4th most minutes among defensemen. So Hughes, of course, Schenn, and Ethan Bear all had way more minutes than Ekman-Larsson, and then only Burrows and Tyler Myers as the third pairing had fewer minutes than Ekman-Larsson. So maybe that's a good plan. Maybe that's an intentional plan from Boudreau and the coaching staff. We got to preserve this guy, long season, and maybe we can't be riding him for 19, 20, 21, 22 minutes. More like a 17 or maybe 17 or 18 minutes is probably a better benchmark for Ekman-Larsson. So all to say, Horvat still got his goal. PD was still involved in the scoring. Quinn Hughes actually didn't get any points yesterday, but we know how well the Horvats and Millers and Petterssons and Hughes and even Kuzmenko and Besser will be doing points-wise. It was nice to see multi-point games from Bear, Ekman-Larsson, and Sheldon Dries. Last thing I want to talk about, have the Canucks turned a corner. Imagine if they actually hung on to beat Vegas. We'd be talking about 4 straight wins. We'd be talking about 8-9-3 as opposed to 7-10-3. Only 1 game under 500 instead of 3 games under 500. But the Canucks still, because they've won 3 out of the last 4, because they've won 7 out of the last 12, they have crept back in the playoff race. They're still not there. It's more of an arm's length reach still, but they're only 3 or 4 points out of the second wildcard spot. Yes, some games have maybe 1 game in hand, but not anything more than that. So you could say that the Canucks are about 4 or 5 points out. Well, anywhere between 3 and 5 points out once everyone catches up with their games in hand. So not the best situation, obviously, but not as dire as we may have predicted when the Canucks started by losing the first 7 games of the season. So whether you call them turning the corner, whether you call them approaching the corner, TSN turning point, whatever it may be, they can keep it going against a team that they lost to already earlier this week, but maybe they're feeling confident, maybe they're feeling better about their game. And as I've always said on my streams, after you go through Vegas, San Jose's a back-to-back, but they're not that strong of a team. Then Washington's beatable, Florida's beatable, Montreal's beatable. So they have some, Arizona's beatable. So they have some winnable games coming up over the next little bit. So who knows? Maybe 2 weeks from now, we're talking about a team that's 1 or 2 games over 500 as opposed to 3 games under. But we got a lot of time for that. I would love to know 2 things from you today, Canucks fans. Number 1, do you think the Canucks have truly turned the corner in the way they're playing and in the way that they are their special teams are getting better, especially their penalty kill? Last night was tough. Colorado's so good in the power play. So do you think the Canucks have turned the corner, or do you think they are still a long way from that corner? And let me know what you thought about the secondary scoring yesterday from guys like Dries, OEL, and from Ethan Bear. Shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Perform and Transform, Personal Training, Weight Loss. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Just Incredible, legendary Andrew Chang, and the Hall of Fame and franchise members. And thanks to all of you for continuing to support me on this channel. Subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership if you'd like to, and definitely leave a comment down below your thoughts on the secondary scoring last night and your thoughts on whether or not the Canucks have indeed turned the corner. Tonight, 11 p.m., live stream right here on YouTube, giving away a pair of Canucks tickets. I hope to see you then. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Have a great day. God bless, and go Canucks go.